Yun lang, we just keep away from that areas. And for the purpose, pinaka-purpose natin, priority natin dito is yung safety natin. So any time na may feel na hindi maganda, just get us.
May mga tanong, pwede ba daw mag-picture-picture habang naghihintay, mag-selfie, okay lang ba yun?
Yes sir, although sa bridge natin, I suggest na
So, bawal doon. So, habang naghihintay, pwede na mag-picture dyan. Hindi kayo pumalon muna.
There. Pwede makapasok sa bridge. Bawal na mag-picture.
Bawal na
yes sir, yes.
So, by waiting siguro, naghihintay. Saan yung nila, comfort room, sakaling may mag-VB.
Sir, may nasabi rin anything that you need, just
Viwi.
may designated area din naman for
Pagkain.
May ano lang dyan. Sa
Mobex.
gilid ha. Ng Joint Reserve Force. Maramihan dito mga reserve force coming from the Air Force, Navy, and Army. We have also here ating task. Medical for natin, si Ma'am. And then kanyang pamilya. At the same time, medical for si Sierra Season. At the same time, professor ng UFC, no? Yes. Yung mag-masteral doon. Yes. Si Ma'am din. Ma'am, dito ka ma'am. Although private lang yung kako niya, pero is also a nurse. Sa ano yung kwan mo ma'am? Yung hospital?
Then I'm Premier Doctor's Hospital.
Mga gusto niya. So, major studio is the CEO dito sa barko na to. Batang-batang CEO, no? Pasalamat tayo sa kanya at inapunin tayo dito. So, Bob, on behalf of the Service na Kuman and the students from the Joint Federation for Mobex and team from the SOTF, led by Staff Sergeant Urdu and thank you very much for allowing us na makapag-stay dito at magtatanggap ng
You're always welcome, sir, and welcome aboard, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
We have how many today? 30? 34. So we'll break up into groups of 7 or 8. That way we're not, so I can take you guys on a tour of the ship, the station we'll be using. And then we'll do that probably for an hour, just talk about each space. And then we'll break up into 3 stations, an engine room, a search team, and a pilot house team, like I said earlier, and we'll run through some stuff. So if you guys want to break up into groups, give me my first 7, and then the rest can either hang out on the back deck or off to the side, that way we don't crowd the ship.
Video.
It's no better than down in Jet Sand. It gets really hot.
It's very
Picture. Here is 7 first acid. So we are going to BRP to Davao. So there are 2 cute Marines here. So camouflaging. So And stay. So, say hi. Hey to the vlog.
Welcome to my
Water to not come in or get out. They're waterproof. But on ships like this, right, people might come up and they've never been on a ship. They're like, what the heck, right? So ships, open up like that. As we come in, all the ship doors on the outside are gonna have what's called a knife edge. It's called a knife edge because if you're like me and it took forever to learn, most people want to come in like this and they hit that. When you're going fast, it hurts. I've seen people break their toes, break their feet, they break their ankles. So it's a knife edge because it's thin like a blade and it hurts like a knife. So when you come into a ship, VBSS, you have to remember to take that blade.
Yeah.
So we'll come in.
Hey.
stay away. Sorry.
Tight spaces. Tight spaces. Stairways are tricky on ships. This is the key to go down the staircase of the ship. It's kind of lean back, bend your knees, and go slow. So this is the mess deck, right? This is where the crew eats, has coffee. Maybe they muster here. They have morning muster, right? But it doesn't matter if you're on a military boat, a commercial boat, a fishing boat. There's always going to be somewhere for people to eat and talk, right? Play cards. So oftentimes you'll find people sleeping here, right? They're taking a daily siesta or a nap. So if you have to go, you know, if you're saying, hey, they said there's 5 people on board, there's only 3 people we found, maybe I have to go down here. There's 2 people, let's see, they're down here. This is going to be one of the areas we utilize. Biggest thing coming down on ships, a lot of stairwells. What we call in ships stairwells or stairs on ships are called ladders, right? So going down the ladder, up the ladder, because they're almost straight up like a ladder. Every time on a ship, most of the time, I won't say every time, you're going to have what's called backspace, right? They're usually in the middle of the ship. So what that does is, as you come down, my natural instinct, if I'm clearing this, is to go forward. Well, what's the problem if I go forward? My backspace is not clear, right? So what we have to do, and Austin will be taking the station, working this with you guys tactics, but I want to cover it, is that you have to slow down and allow for a person to be right behind you. Because if I'm coming here, okay, I know this is clear, right? This is clear for the moment, that's not clear. So it's kind of like a corner fed room, right? I gotta immediately clear this. Because if not, if I go forward, right, and the next guy goes forward, boom, that's a bad day, right? So this is kind of like a 3-person problem because I would want one guy going here, I want one guy looking this way, and I want maybe one guy holding security down the hallway.
In that position.
Probably from this position. So if you want to move, I would come in. Yep, I would come in and go. Or I post up maybe right here because I have a door here, right? Different ways. This area for just so you guys know, this is the crew's berthing. They're like where they sleep. So we're not going to use this hallway because I don't want to disturb them. We won't go into the galley where they actually cook the food. But when you guys come into the scenario, you guys will practice just like, hey, posting security. Like if you were going to move down that hallway, you're holding on. But the biggest thing that I wanted to point out is, hey, this is a common area where you might find people hiding, congregating, right, mustering, sleeping. So it'd be your task like, hey, go find a missing person. Most of the time, I'm going to come straight in here first because they might be here. And then the other thing is, again, backspace. And this goes for the engine room. This goes for any time you're going on a ladder in the ship. You're going to have, if you go forward, you can have this weird feeling that, oh shit, might be something back there.
Spider.
Yeah, spider tingling sensation.
pinaka-cute to. Lalagay ka na dun sa... Lagay ka dun sa...
Ay, nakaw. Graduate.
So, heard of that? Pwede ba niya?
Yes. Sige.
Monday.
Sige, sige.
Monday.
Oh, sige na.
Yung sign ng engine room. So,
Kaya
now,
nagsunod ko sa inyo.
we're going to engine room.
Yeah. Watch your step, watch your step.
Engine room now?
Engine room. Here's the engine room.
Oh, hey, engine room so noisy.
Watch your steps, watch your steps.
Hey, if someone wants to kill you, if I wanted to kill you in the engine room, guess where I'm hiding? In there. Alright, so immediately coming down, what did we just notice that we talked about?
Noisy.
What did we call it?
Oh,
Backspace. Look behind us, right? Before, whoever my most senior enlisted or officer is, know that before you can move your team forward, this sweep, right? You gotta clear that backspace. It has to be clear. Because if you start to move without that back, and I'm gonna go over the tactics, I'm gonna teach this section. But if you start to move your team before you go, it's gonna be a bad day. If your team's gonna get shot in the engine room, it's probably not gonna come from the forward, it's probably gonna come after. Right? So biggest thing, we'll talk about hazards, considerations coming down. You honestly know these are called deck links, right? On ships. They're super slick. This is a very clean engine room, and the engines are off. Most of the time, they're full of oil, water, other grease. They're designed to be open, right? All the deck links are designed to be open so that they can check. But sometimes these deck plates, people put them down, and they'll just be a big hole. So it's something to be mindful of, right? Watch where you're going. Don't slip. Nice and slow. You have your two main dip space, right? You have your two main diesel engines. They're off, but usually they're loud and they're hot. No one likes to get in from these. It's loud, it's hot, it's chaotic. But it's one of the most important, right? Because if they want to blow the ship up, they want to throw some of these engines that could cause an explosion. They want to steer the ship. It's going to be clear. Areas to talk about, we're not going to go in there. It's going to be off limits. Ship, military ship, that's called EOW. That's where the engineer officer watch station is. That's where like actually they control, they can watch and monitor gauges. So often you find the engineer in there, if not out here. But while we're on the board, we're not going to go in there. We'll just pretend that if you see someone, you encounter someone in here, they'll be the engineer, right? Things to watch when you approach someone in the engine room, right? Okay, again, identify who you are, where you're from, like who you're working for, who's going to have them, and what you're doing. VBSS boarding because I'm here to verify your nationality, here to search your vessel, here to make sure that it's safe. You kind of have to gauge where that guy's at. If you feel like he's lying to you, maybe you got an engineer he knows how to place. Maybe you have to pull him off to the side, and you have to pull security on him. And then the other thing, moving on forward, right, there's half steering. They're doing maintenance on there, so I can't really show you. But that's another area of the vessel you would eventually have to go to. Half steering is the place where they can control the steering of the ship in case of emergency. So there's a fire on the bridge, and that steering wheel didn't work anymore. They can come down here and steer the ship. That's bad for bad guys too, because that means that they can do that as well. So it's another area we have to secure. But just for the time being, you gotta go on that out. I'll talk about tactics later, but the only other hazard consideration, if we have to take shots in the engine room, they gotta be accurate, right? Because there's just a lot of shit that could explode back here, right? It's hot, oil, grease, boilers are in here, a bunch of stuff. So if you have to get a firefight in the engine room, it's gotta be quick, aggressive, and accurate, right? You don't want to have a back and forth because it's gonna be bad. And I'm gonna show you guys tactics to make that happen quickly. Alright, so that's it for the engine room. We're gonna go up to the right and back out, and then I'll get the next room.
The first tactic of clearing is what going down.
Yeah, going down and filling that back space.
May mga chicken dali oh. Mga chicken. Kami dali nagpahulay.
Insam na, murkaila. Wala, Oscar! Tanay ka sana. Tanawa, guys. Relaxing ka na tanan. Sumo na ka ng padagat at pabukid. Pakanal na sa tao. Ako na, Oscar. Oh, ano ka ha?
Coast Guard Special Operations.
Nakalak na.
He was the first.
Yeah, very.
That's one. Tama yan. Mauna, may huli din sa inyo na Marines kasi sundan naman namin yung lahat.
Hindi, ano na lang, kami doon ni, Takdelmar, tapos ikaw, Chip, tapos ikaw, kasi kung dalawa.
Pwede rin, hindi pa siya magkumbara pag para pag-alternate, siya na naman ang postman. Alam mo din.
Pero kaniya, kung sila, base lang ni, depende sa ilang instruction. Kaya ako ang yung sundo ng ilang instruction. Hindi sumunod ng mga
Tapos ang nag-guess ko lang din na sinabi ko is
Kasi slowly lang man yun ang atong pace na to. Ito din yun, natakinanglan mo sinagitay yan yan.
Hindi, pag na-clear na natin ang area. Pero during sa ano natin, hindi mo. Sigawan.
Nagyapon para madungog dyan.
Alam ko, may matasing.
Pero, we will cut down. Kanaro.
Clear dyan.
Clear.
Isa lang.
Dili. Wala na security na bilin. Tanan ro before ka mabot sa atong pilot house. Pero sa design sa barko sa pilot house, bridge man yan. So, bridge so pwede itong sunod ka na. May bridge man siya man. Una ang tamaba.
Saan ang unang senaryo nila? So, kung saan kayo tumambay. Ang bridge kasi sa akyat tayo eh.
Akyat.
Pero unang senaryo.
Everybody is out of the way and down the stairs. They're gonna go from right here to right here, and then you're gonna fight from the doorway. And then that way, if somebody pops up, I can just immediately come in. If they start shooting at me and I need cover. Any questions?
The 4 people come inside. 1 here and 2 here.
So it's as many as you need, but once you call it out, like just be vocal about it. So you guys have seen this, but when you're first clearing a ship, you're not going to actually do as you go.
Okay.
But if you see me, I'm out of play unless I interact with you. If I start interacting, then I'm in play. Cool. So you guys are going to push up. Try and stay out of the way as much as you guys can, so they can actually clear.
That's on the right! That's the left! Umisa! Ayaw tumaas!
Ay, naking video ko. Gandahan.
And then one thing we didn't talk about, if that dude doesn't respond to you and he just stays, then you have to push down.
Hold, pang. Iko, nasa likod. Expo. Overexposed ka.
Keep pushing forward. And you gotta clear all this. So you should have a buddy, right? Where's your other guys?
Yes, baba na mo din. Diyan na ka. Stay.
Now identify all of those threats again, and maybe I don't see what you already saw. Now there's an issue and potentially something bad can happen. So once you take that security, keep the security and just accept that you're out of the fight till somebody pulls you forward. All right, so then coming down, one man, good, you talked to him, we went through it. So if you talk to somebody down here and they don't move or don't respond, you have to push down there. But you need to be quick. So the one man was down here for like 10 seconds by himself. So two man, as soon as he's down the stairs, you need to be right behind him. You have to be with him because you have to cover his back. And then same with the 3 and 4 man. So you don't know how big this is, so until somebody tells you to not come with them, you keep flowing down. So keeping guys up there, because you've seen the room, you thought maybe 3 was enough, but it's still not, because both of these guys had to clear dead space on both sides of them by themselves. So both of these should be 2 people problem sets. You're gonna have somebody hold long. So if I was gonna clear right here and these guys weren't here, I would suck in right here because I can see into that dead space. This guy can come up, clear right here because I'm covering there for him, and then he can push up, clear here, and then get there. And then same thing with this. So if I have 2 guys, I can clear this by myself while he holds for me, and then I can get right here, he can go right there, and we can both pop over. And that way, both sides of me are covered at all times. Cool? All right.
Hands up! Put your hands behind your back! Move forward! Drop! Drop! Pasok! Sunod sa ulang ko lang. Load, ma'am, load. Check, check. Check to, ha?
Good move. Good move.
Dapat doon po yung paspasan yung mga auto.
Here.
Bang.
Index. Hey, don't move. Put your hands.
Bang!
What's up? Bang! Bang! Hands up! Go out! Hands in your heads! Bang! Bang! Where's our team? Clear! All clear?
Clear.
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 Index.
Good, good. Nice. Right side on, left side push. Left side clear. Right side on, green and push. Green and clear. Right side push. Right side, clear!
Never look back. You're